Hello everyone, I am Lunaris, this is Dark Souls, and we are most of the way through Sen's Funhouse. And I have restored my humanity so that I could kindle the bonfire and get some more healing. And I have also equipped Great Chaos Fireball as my magic, because I believe that it will be able to help us in this next boss fight. I'm not too certain on that, but it can't hurt. So now we have to dodge all these crazy things over here. And what I'm going to attempt to do is jump this gap. Ooh, almost didn't make it. I almost messed it up. Because I want to talk to this guy right here.
Ah, what? What? Who are you? Ah, another undead. I took on Sen's fortress alone, but I'm no different from those vile creatures. I was driven by conceit. Ah, you think you're different? That you can handle? Yes, I remember that feeling. For I was the same. So, let me help you out with your soul searching.
So let's see what he's got for sale real quick. He can sell us large titanite shards, which we might as well buy one more. We're not going to be able to afford anything else, to be absolutely honest with you. Yeah, and none of these weapons and stuff we're going to use. He's got armor that's really, really good for heavy armor class characters. He's got these 2 stone plate rings as well. Those are pretty good too.
Try and make something of yourself, but nothing will come of it, and I should know. What is it? There's nothing more to say. I'm finished. We're both on the brink, you see. End of story. You bloody fool. Let me give you a nibble of advice. Don't even consider visiting Anor. Not in your state. For a century they've tried and failed. The Night King Rendell, Black Iron Tarkus, and even Logan himself. You won't stand a chance. You'll be eaten alive. But go along if you wish. If only to deepen your despair. Let me give you a nibble. Don't even... The night you won't... Nothing at all.
So he is of the opinion that if countless heroes from all the ages could not possibly survive to make it to Anor, then there is no way that you stand a chance. Cage key. That's going to be very important for a small location that we're going to be visiting here in just a moment. There is an area coming up that will serve as a shortcut should we ever need to come to and from Sen's Fortress for anything. And the only way to access it is to open up the cage that the cage key opens and use the cage to get to the bottom of the tower. Or the fortress, I guess. So now we have our way to and from the top and bottom of the tower. I'm skipping over a few things, but I really I want to be done with Sense Fortress. I apologize. I apologize for missing some of the important things, but I want to be done. I would like very much to be done. And since we are in human form, we can actually summon Iron Tarkus to help us. Black Iron Tarkus is... Goodness, where is he from? He is from... You know, I can't quite recall right now. Baranike. I think it's called Baranike. He is one of the great knights of Baranike. And the reason they call him Black Iron Tarkus is because he is such a large man that he was strong enough to wear a set of heavy black iron armor. Tarkus, please. Bringing Tarkus up here might have been a mistake. Might be a huge... Apparently Tarkus does not give a shit. Titanite chunk, that's always good. So the reason I wanted to kill that giant, even though he was seemingly not doing anything to harm me, is if you don't kill that giant before going to fight this boss, that giant will throw explosive urns at you, and it will make this fight way harder than it needs to be. So I'm going to try... I'm going to try using Tarkus to bait out his... Oh, God. He can knock you off of the tower. Come on, come on. Oh. Good hit, Tarkus. Good hit, man. Whew. I thought we were going to be doomed. I thought that was the end. Whew. Yeah, it was a little silly of me to be fighting it that way, but, I mean, what else can you do? And now, we're going to Anor Londo. I remember the first time I made it to this place. It's not quite the same, but it still, even after all these years, gives me the chills. Because, like, making it here every single time, it's such a stepping stone in a playthrough. This is where, this is where your journey really kind of takes off. And if I want, I can mess with these knights. They will attack me if I attempt to mess with them or take their treasure. But there's nothing in any of these treasure chests that we really need, so I'm not going to bother with it. I'm not going to bother with it at all. So this is the city, the land of the gods, and Orlando. Each of the first 3 lords who found power within the flame would eventually come to call this home. And as it sprang up from where they built it, humanity and civilization sprang up around it. And it's not as grand as it once was, and it's not as thriving as it once was. In fact, it's almost completely empty. But it is still a sight to behold. It's still so beautifully designed. I forget exactly which real-world location this is modeled after, but the design artists who came up with the layout for this area actually modeled it on a place that really exists. I'll have to look that up sometime and figure out what it was. And it might be a little confusing at first why everything seems so large, but you have to understand that the people who lived here and the people who were lords or had the power of gods were giants of individuals. They were not humans. And so all the structures are built to reflect that. All these giant doorways, all these large open spaces. Perfect for a very big individual to walk through. And because they were giants of people. And now it's empty and silent. And if we look over here in the distance, we can see the archives of Seath the Scaleless. And Seath was a albino dragon who was born without the scales of immortality. And he showed Gwyn the key to defeating the everlasting dragons was peeling away their stone scales of immortality with lightning bolts. He was an ally of Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight. And because of that, Gwyn awarded him with a dukedom and his own library and his own archive to study the secrets of immortality. We'll be going there, because Seath has a piece of Lord Gwyn's Lord Soul. And in addition to the Lord Soul of the Witch of Izalith and the Lord Soul of Grave Lord Nito, we need to collect Gwyn's Lord Soul, and it's in pieces. Some of the pieces are held by the 4 kings of New Londo, an area that we've not been to yet. And one of the pieces is held by Seath the Scaleless. And we need all those pieces. But until we have the Lord Vessel, that will be closed off to us. We won't be able to go there. I wouldn't want to go there yet anyway, because we're not really geared up for it. We don't have the Ember necessary. There are some left. Some left here in the abandoned city of the gods. Gwyn's youngest is here, Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn was born. He was the third of Gwen's three children, and he was born weak and frail. And so they raised him like a daughter, not only because of that, but also because he was proficient in lunar magic. And being proficient in that sort of magic was something that was often attributed to females, so they raised him as a daughter.
Well, you are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost city of Anolonde, chosen undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old keep, exit here and head straight yonder. If you are the chosen one, a revelation shall visit thee. What follows thereafter depends upon you.
And she is a firekeeper. She can reinforce our Estus flask. And if for whatever reason we decide to ever kill her, this bonfire will go cold, and we won't be able to save here or teleport here. We don't have the ability to teleport between bonfires yet, but that's one of the things that the Lord vessel we're about to get will give us, is the ability to teleport from bonfire to bonfire.
What is it? What am I? Well, I am the keeper of the bonfire. If not for me, what beacon would there be in this lost city? A gatekeeper and a guide. That is my calling. The bonfires attended by the keepers are special. They are linked to one another, and their flames never die. Yet never shall the keepers of these flames meet. If you require rest, now is the time. That is, after all, what the bonfire is for. If you require rest, that...
So, this is where the game sort of opens up. This is... I guess I don't want to call it the home stretch, because, I mean, we've not even explored most of the game, but in terms of story and in terms of where we are in the overall arc of the plot, this is kind of where we start going downhill. I know I sound like I'm getting super sentimental over just an area in a video game, but I can't tell you what the first time I was able to experience all of this meant to me. I can't very well describe what it was like seeing all of this for the first time. I wish I could. So we'll go ahead and level up. I can level up 3 times, it looks like. We'll go ahead and do this. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to figure out what else to say. This is just I don't know, man, we're here. I really want to go and try and get the Lord vessel as quickly as I possibly can, but it's going to take another episode or so, depending on how many times it takes me to fight the bosses. So I don't know. I may just save that. I think I'll save that for the next time. So, we have made it to the City of the Gods. We are on our way down in terms of the story arc. We still have plenty of ground to cover, plenty of places we've not been yet, and we've not even touched the DLC. So, until next time, this is Dark Souls. I am Lunaris, and I will see you again. Thanks for watching.